Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Malachi, my co-host on a Casual on a Mic podcast. For everybody who's tuning in this week, we've got the superstar himself, Dylan Ruane.
What's up,
Nice to
guys?
see you, my brother. And
How's it
what an
going?
impressive win this Saturday. 19
Thank
fucking
you.
seconds. That's all it
Yes,
took.
sir. That's all it took.
Remember,
Thank you.
everybody who's tuning in this week, to go like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts, especially on Dylan's knockout this weekend. Dylan, I want to go over your amateur career real quick. You had 4 submission wins, one of them coming against Jordan Miles, Angel Ortega, David Serrano, and Gabriel Gutierrez. And then you also had a Muay Thai unanimous decision against Alex Pina. Brother, what can you tell me about those matchups in particular, and who gave you the most trouble?
Oh man. Um, I think my first opponent, Jordan, gave me like the biggest struggle. Ironically, he's my training partner now.
Oh,
Um, yeah, which is really cool. But yeah, he gave me the hardest fight. I'd say he hit me the most, and he was the most kind of explosive grappler, if that makes sense. Because
yeah,
he actually took me down first.
yeah, I remember that.
So
Um,
I'd say he was my hardest fight, and then yeah, everything after that was just kinda copy and paste for a while.
Do you think that was coming, like, off nerves on your end? Maybe that's why it was the hardest? Maybe it was just, like, unexperienced? Maybe that was why? Or what? Or was it more him and how he fought?
I'd say both. He was the most aggressive fighter that, I've fought, but that's because he was like he got the nobody, right? He got the guy that nobody knew about, um, versus, like, now people are like, "Oh, I know who that guy is," like, you wanna take him serious. So I think Jordan was just like, "Oh, I can knock this guy out, like, he's just a wrestler," but obviously didn't, like, understand really like the caliber of martial artist he was facing in the moment. So I think that allowed him to fight a little more recklessly. And also my inexperience, I'd say, it played a big part because I was just so new. I was only like a year into training at that point, so I was still making like fundamental mistakes, I'd say. So not
And
bad.
Mhm. As you've gone through your amateur career and now your pro debut, we have seen you grow a lot in your boxing and your kickboxing. What's been the biggest reason for that, you would say?
And working with Chris Solizano down at Team Underground, and I drive an hour and a half every like 3 days or 3 days a week, excuse me, to go up to Denver and train with Jacob Ramos, who's also a very high level striker. They speak the same language but in different dialects, so it's really cool to
Oh.
just like see that expertise, but just in their own way, and I kinda pull from both of them to make this, like, complete fighter, and I feel like that's the reason my stand-up has gotten so good is just I transition my camps to working with those 2 mainly all the time, and I'd say the thing I train the least now is, like, my wrestling, which I'll never let it slip up, but, it's definitely not the focus, like, for the past, I don't know, 2.5 years, it's just been all striking focus, and we know the wrestling and the grappling is gonna be there, and I just go to, like, a bunch of open mats to, like, keep up with that, but as far as the hands, it's been those 2 geniuses behind the overall development.
And you were talking about your wrestling a little bit, and we grew up together, and I was on a few wrestling teams with you, so I know how great your wrestling is. And you went to state every year in high school. Um, who would you say got you in? Because that's how you started, correct? Was wrestling. That was the first thing you ever done to get into
Yeah, that
MMA?
yeah, that was the first combat sport I ever did.
So who got you into it, and then who kept you in it?
My parents put me in it because I was just a bad kid, really, really energized. Um, I kept tackling the kids in youth soccer, so I was told to do a different sport, and one of my mom's friends was like, "Put him in wrestling." And we did that and never looked back. I did it since till I was graduated from high school. It was just like I lived and breathed that stuff. So it was my parents that kept me in, but also like I never wanted to leave the sport. I loved it, so it was just like I stayed in it.
That and so you've done a lot in your young career. what other than your obviously new pro debut, what is the biggest accomplishment you made in your MMA career?
I mean, being a two promotional champ, I'm the lightweight champion in two different promotions here in Colorado. I'd say that was a big achievement. Definitely gave me the confidence to go pro. Uh, I mean, the overall goal here that I've gained from MMA entirely is just being like a better person. I have discipline now. I have routine. I have something to keep me accountable and make me like a better man. So that's honestly been my biggest accomplishment since I started this whole thing was just like leveling up my leadership skills, my confidence, and how I carry myself throughout like the world. Because I mean, you knew me, like I definitely have come a long way since I started fighting. So
Dude, you've grown so much as a person and just being one of your closest friends. I can't say how proud I am of you, the place that you're at. There's never been any doubt in my mind. I know one day you're gonna be UFC champion. It's just about when. And I know at the pace that you're doing and how hard you work, it's gonna happen. People better watch out because I'm telling
Facts.
you, bro. And if they wanna go at it with you on the ground, you can do that. And with how much you're spending time with your striking, people don't aren't gonna wanna be able to stand up with you soon. So it's just been incredible to watch. Like you came out here to Indiana 6 months ago, and just for in those 6 months, how much your striking has improved is insane to me. And so, I mean, your camp is doing a fantastic job, and you're doing a fantastic job. You're staying disciplined. Yeah, I'm shocked. I guess I'm not shocked, but it's just so awesome to see how great you've become. And I know you're going to get even better, which is insane. But I do have another question for you. What has been the hardest thing to do in camp, right? When you're preparing for one of those fights and times get tough, like what what is the hardest thing and then what keeps you motivated to keep doing those hard things?
man, when you first start out fighting, if finding balance is like the hardest thing because you're like, okay, I gotta pay for this gym, I gotta pay for this gym. How am I gonna make enough money? I gotta find a job that fits my schedule. I gotta find a way to get to each practice. I gotta find a way to like buy the food to eat like an athlete. Lots of budgeting, lots of figuring things out in the very beginning. But the past 3 fights, my camp has been so stable. Like, I just figured out a lot of my finances. I've juggled those, and I've gotten, kinda my routine down. So, like, as of recent, the hardest thing to figure out has been the weight cut, but it's like, I'm never gonna miss weight. It's just I love food so much to where, like,
Brother,
giving it
me
up
too.
is yeah, giving it up is a genuine problem, like, that's
Mhm.
how much I love food, so it's just it's like it's like, that's the hard part for me, none of the physical output, is stressful for me. I take really good care of my body. I do a lot of strength training to protect my body from, like, injuries. I do a lot of, like, extra stuff. I'm not sure, like, medicinal ways of healing, like, I get a lot of body work. I do a lot of Eldoa stretching. Um, so I take good care of my body. So as far as the strenuous work, I know that my body will hold up and withstand like the pressure of it all. Even though it is a very taxing sport, I have that like belief in myself. I'll be just fine. Um, but other than that, really the only thing you got to worry about is like the food and like sometimes your car will throw a curveball at you and like get a flat tire or
Your
something.
car.
So, yeah.
So, what point in your MMA career did you realize I could really be good at this and go to the UFC?
Um, dude, that's a good question because it was honestly by accident. Like the first fight, I was just trying to get out of trouble, trying to like give myself direction and purpose, just
Mhm.
because I didn't know what else to do. Like once wrestling was gone and high school was over, and my day trading business didn't work out, my car detailing business didn't work out. I was like, you know what? I have no idea what I'm gonna do. And I got into some trouble that kinda put me on a straight line, a straight path forward, and I was just, curious at new opportunities, and I just knew that I was, like, inherently a violent person, Like, I just like, you know me, like I'm an aggressive person, like
Mhm.
not in a bad way. I just like
Y
to like
yeah, I was gonna
play
say,
rough, you
Got a lot
know?
of
you
energy.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Like remember like when we were like young, we would like box each other for fun. Like we
dude,
would just beat each other up in the basement. So
oh
like
my
I'm just like
god.
inherently like a very like expressive person when it comes to stuff like that. So to be
You
able to
love it
like
so much. You just love it
yeah,
so
yeah, I love fighting, and, like, that's not a common thing to say, like, not in a violent way, it's just, like, to me, it's a form of playing. So,
it's a re
um
it's a respect thing. It's like you respect it, right?
totally,
I think any fighter would say that is that they respect. I don't wanna call it a game because it's not a game, but you respect the fight game.
totally,
So, and you respect it and you like it so much you never wanna take yourself out of it. That's what I wouldn't say you're a violent person, it's just who you like, the fight game is you, and that's why you're so
totally,
great at it. Yeah.
yes, and the moment I was like, "Maybe I can do something with this," was after the first fight, I didn't know because it was like, "Okay, I got lucky on the first fight." Like, like, beginner's luck. Oof,
Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go.
I feel what you're
Beginner's
saying.
luck. And the second fight, when I went out there, the guy was 6-1. His record was 6-1, and I was going in as a 1-0 amateur. And then I went in and I kicked him, and the first kick that landed sent him flying 6 feet back and on his butt.
Dude, one
Yeah,
of the
that was
funniest
crazy.
things I've ever seen, and I know he's your training partner now, and all respect to him, but man, that was so funny watching in the moment. That was so funny to me.
Dude, yeah. And then that's like what ended up happening. And then I was like, oh crap, okay. And then I followed up and finished the fight in like 39 seconds. And then I was like, maybe I am good at this. Like, I don't know. Like when you're growing up and you're figuring out what you're good at, there's a lot of times, like as a kid, you're like, oh, like I suck at this. I suck at this. I suck at this. And like life feels like you can do nothing right. And that was the one time where I was like, wait, so I can do something right? Like, hold on,
Yeah.
wait. Like,
No,
is this actually
100%.
working out? So it was definitely that second fight that was like, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, or as like at least as long as my body lets me do it. It was the second fight that did it for me.
So, I have a question, and growing up with you again, I know that you are your biggest critic, and so when let's say you have a bad day in camp, or if, God forbid, I'm not predicting this, but if you were to lose a fight, how do you bounce back from that? Who do you come to help you bounce back? And then what would be your mentality moving forward?
I feel like a lot of people are mean to themselves. Like, a lot of people would think they're a failure for like losing, or like a lot of people, like if they don't throw a combo right, they'll be like, "You stupid bitch," but they'll be like talking to themselves. And like, I don't agree with that. I'm my biggest supporter at the end of the day. When times get tough, you're only stuck with yourself. You're only stuck with you. So I really think that moving with that energy is like you have to be very cautious with how you talk to yourself. Like if we're gonna expect our bodies to go do this grandeur thing and go beat somebody up in a cage, why would I subconsciously talk down on that? Like I want to talk up to myself and like be positive. So like even if I lost, like I'd be there to pick myself up, be like, well, at least you're one of the few that tried. So it's just
Totally.
if you're
Facts.
I mean, to anybody watching out there, if you're gonna go and try and accomplish anything, like, you need to do it with a love for yourself. You need to put love into yourself if you wanna accomplish anything great. Like, that's how you keep the play in it, that's how you keep the fun. Like, Michael Jordan never took basketball seriously. He was just playing the whole time. And you think he was calling himself dumb if he missed a shot? No. He was just like, "We'll get him next time, champ," you know? It's just
Yeah.
that's the champion mindset right there, is like being your best supporter throughout every bit of negativity and adversity.
100%. I could not agree more. And that's something like, as we've grown up, that you actually have taught me a lot, is a lot more of self respect and wanting more for yourself. And so it's just awesome to hear that mentality like really come through, especially like in and like how much you've grown since we've been in high school. Because I know that like it's not easy to just do. It's something you have to practice and continuously do every single day. And so to
Yeah.
see that you're at that point with so much self-respect and self-love, it's great to see how how much you've grown as a person.
Yeah.
So I'm proud
And
of
I
you, my
think
brother.
I think that's what I'd wanna share to, like, anybody out there, is just, like, it's not easy. You have to lie to yourself, like, I think we're conditioned to hate ourselves, and I don't know why that is, but a lot of people do. A lot of people aren't happy with, like, who they are, and they'll
Mm.
beat themselves up for it. So in the beginning process, I had to genuinely lie to myself. And you have to just have that little bit of delusion where you kind of just believe your lies for a bit. And then you start living those lies. It sounds really fucked up, but it's just like you're rewiring your subconscious. Like, you ever been like, oh, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, and like say that? Like, you'll just start being ugly. But like, if you lie to yourself and you don't truly believe it, but you try to believe it and you just keep saying it over and over, you're like, I'm good looking, I'm good looking, I'm good looking, I'm good looking, then you're gonna start radiating good looking energy. So
Words of
it's about what you put.
affirmation.
Yeah, exactly. It's about what you put in the subconscious that radiates out in the world around you. So you just got to be very aware of what you're saying to yourself, because like even in the cage, like I have to be very aware. Like if somebody has me in a bad position, if I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, like I'm gonna get choked out more. But if I'm like,
Mhm.
you're fine, it's okay, breathe, you're fine, and I talk to myself like that, you think I'm gonna be as freaked out and then, like, express as much oxygen and, like, lose
Yeah,
it as quickly?
you're gonna wear yourself out. Just being
Yeah, if I'm
stressed like that, you're
stressed.
gonna wear yourself out.
Totally. So, I think athletes need to be more aware of just, like, what goes in their receiver during these moments of performance, 'cause
And
it affects you seriously.
I obviously I'm never been as good as you in any form of MMA, but one thing that I learned when I wrestled in high school with you, you remember Gonzalez, right?
Yeah.
That brother taught me, so I never took losses well. That's probably why I never panned out to be as good as you. I never took a loss well, and he told me that when you're losing, you're learning, and that's a lesson I've been trying to take out throughout my whole life, is if you lose something, you learn something from it. And so it doesn't always have to be a bad thing that you lost, because you're learning a lesson, whether even in life. Like you said, don't like when those 2 things failed, you took it as a life lesson, and then you took it into something else, and here you are building yourself a life and a career for you. So I just think that's a great mentality to have.
You gotta treat your life like a video game, man. Like, anytime adversity comes up, you gotta just pretend like it's a problem in a video game. You always figure it out if it's a video game, so why can't you do that in real life, you know?
Hey,
Everybody always beats the video game.
just like the
True,
Bills
true.
did to us in our Madden season.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
They believed
I
in
know
themselves, bro. They did it.
uh, me so I wanted to have like a little flashback, just like a little fuck around message right here. When we spent 3 days making a Madden season, dude, we made every player as short as they could be, as fat as they could be, and 99 overalls for
Yeah,
everybody.
we did that for like eight, I don't even know how many teams, at least 9 teams. We had 9 super teams in one season. And it took us 3 days of staying over at each other's house, crushing some Donetas from the gas station and some like monster, like bang
It
energy.
it was what I did is what Malachi taught us. It was a lemonade and it was a monster. Malachi, you remember that
That used to be a
abomination?
crazy mix. Lemonade and a monster.
But okay, back onto the main topic at
Yeah.
hand.
That flying knee, is that something you practice, or is that something you just went in there and said, let me try?
He
I mean,
manifested it. He posted about it on his Instagram. He manifested that shit. He was practicing
Mhm.
it.
I manifested this.
That was
You mean like
crazy.
no, but
But
like for real, it was okay. It's manifestation, yes, but also like we did our job. We studied film. We like looked at like his tendencies, and his tendencies was to shoot in with an open face. So,
yep.
I mean, yes, we did the whole like, oh, I manifested this, but also we did our job. I say we, I mean, Coach Chris sat me down and like put me through the film and was like, watch this tendency. I really think we can hit that flying knee. Um, so in the moment, flying knees have come naturally to me. Once I first got knee pads, I felt like prime Edson Barbosa, and I started letting those things fly. Just because you're not allowed to throw them without knee pads, so I was
Mhm.
itching to throw them. But what set it up in the fight was I came out, I threw my right hand, and when I threw my
Mm,
right hand, he ducked.
yep.
And I was like, okay, well, that's what you want to do. So then I went to go throw the other one, and then like I just popped it
It
immediately after.
it was so clean, and the way that you got to your I was talking about this with you on the phone the other day about, like, how you get to your spots now and how you control the fight has been super fun to watch as you've gone throughout your amateur career and now being a pro. D the way like, you get to your spot, you control the fight, you're not letting people circle you, you are controlling them, and I think that's the biggest thing with you and, like, how you've grown. Because and I don't know if that's something that your coach has really harped on you on, or if that's something you really wanted to work on, but that's something that I've noticed is that as you've grown, you've gotten to your spots more.
It's a mentality thing. I think my coach Chris, he really worked mindset with me. Like he was super big on like being calm. And I feel like that's the opposite. Like I felt like in high school they were trying to get us all amped up, be like, you gotta go into these matches as hype as possible, like as like angry as possible. Like you gotta wanna like, excuse my language, but like have to fuck that guy up, you know? Like you're gonna wanna have to do that. But the new mentality Coach Chris has had us do is like we got to go in there as calm as possible, and like that calmness, like once you really feel what calmness feels like, it's crazy how much clarity you have. Like the fight doesn't move as quickly when you're calm. When you're all like, oh fuck, oh, and you're all jittery and all amped up, it goes like super quickly. But if you're just calm and present with the moment, it's really a lot easier to make decisions, settle in positions than you like think it is. But a lot of people just get going way too quickly in their head and then they just miss opportunities to secure a position or lock in a choke or something. And I feel like going into my fights, like the way I try and get my nervous system is like the way you'd walk into a grocery store to buy groceries. Like that's how like nonchalantly you got to be able to walk in that cage and just like be free and like understand like you may get hurt, but not to let the fear and all that consume you. Just breathe through it and like actually be present with what's in front of you.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
like, getting hurt or getting rocked or losing, that's not even something you're worried about when you're in the middle of that. You're worried about worried about winning and how to get to your spots. You're not worried about all the negative that could happen, like we were talking about earlier. Focus on the positive. Talking good to
Yeah.
yourself, not bad.
And your mind loves to play tricks on you in moments of intensity. Like you'll have that voice in your head being like, "You're not meant to be here, like, you're not good enough." And sometimes this trick has helped me all throughout, like, sometimes you literally have to, like, out loud be like, "Shut up." Like, "Shut up." And then,
Mhm.
like, I'm not listening to you. Because you will hear those voices right before you do something incredible, before you do something scary, like, before you go talk to that cute girl, it's like, "Oh, no, you're not in her league," like, that voice will tell you things that'll take you out of making, like, decisions that could change your life, so, sometimes you
Yeah,
just gotta give it a out loud, "Hey, shut up," and then keep focusing on, like you said, the positives, and honestly, just focus on having fun.
yeah,
Like, something that I heard in, like, I think it was a Jordan Burroughs interview was just like, you have to fall in love with the game. Like, you can't fall in love with the performative results. Like, winning and losing is a performative result. And like
Mhm.
sometimes when people get in relation with like performative things, it becomes toxic if you don't perform good every single time. Versus if you fall in love with the game and the act of just doing what you love to do, it's a different relationship with it. Like, ironically, my girlfriend Bethany talked about it. She was like, "A lot of people run because they feel like they have something to prove. I just run because I enjoy it." Now, if you
yeah,
see those 2 mindsets side by side, which one's more dangerous?
yeah, 100%. The
Yeah.
person who loves doing it because they ain't gonna stop because they love doing it.
Yeah, and they're not scared to, like, fail
They're
while doing it because it's part of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's what they love. They're not gonna stop because they lost.
Totally, and people who have something to prove are very scared of losing, and that's something that's always in the back of their mind.
100
Yeah.
that is such a great point that I've not heard a lot of people say is if you're trying to prove something, because a lot of people say, like, this team or this person has nothing to lose or they need to prove something, and then it puts all this pressure on them. But if you're just doing it for the love of the game, There's no pressure. There's none. And so
There's
that's a
no
great point.
you're just doing what you love. Yeah.
Yep.
It definitely changes a lot of things, and it takes a long time to like learn that, especially just like if you're a kid and you're doing like kid sports, like you know how many times like coaches would take us back on the bus rides and be like, "Oh, you lost. You can't even have conversations with your friends. Like you don't deserve it." Like that's
Oh,
what starts those toxic cycles for people of like losing. Like they people associate losing with like something bad when losing shouldn't be frowned upon. It's just you came up
Mhm.
short and like winning is cool, but like losing's also not bad. It's just an experience.
yeah, a life lesson. If you're
Exactly.
losing, you're learning. What becomes bad is when you don't learn anything from the loss. If you think, well, I just I did everything perfect, I just lost. That's when losing gets bad. You've gotta you've gotta make the loss into a positive. You've gotta take a negative into a positive. If you take that negative and don't do anything with it, then it just lingers and it's gonna continue
Yeah.
to happen. So,
And I think sports have taught me a lot about life too, because that's
oh,
like
100%.
life kind of works in the same way. It's got the same rules. So
Yeah, so I do have another question for you. Who is, your MMA role model? I think I know the answer to this question. I think I know who you strive to be, but just for people who don't know you as well, who would you say your MMA role model is? Who do you want to be?
I mean, first and foremost, I want to be myself. I want to bring
100%.
Yeah, I want to bring an authenticity that's unique and different and something that's my own. But I'd say as a kid, prime Conor McGregor, bro. Like,
I
come
knew
on.
it. I knew it.
That guy was but like that guy was so entertaining, especially as like I was a socially awkward kid. I wasn't really like very good at like holding my own when people would kind of be mean to me. And then like I saw this guy on TV be like, "Fuck you." And like he just like he just stood his ground and I was like, I want to be like that guy. And then
S
yeah.
so, c do you I know you say you wanna be, like, your own fighter, and I do you want to how do I put this? Is there a fighter in the past that you would connect your game with to or your fight game with? And why is that?
Um I would say I combine Khabib and Connor pretty well.
Okay.
Like, cause if you watch my pro debut, I kinda come out in this karate stance. And
Yeah.
I don't even train the karate stance, like, that's not my normal, like, normally I kinda
It
stand up straight and I box, but every time I fought, I get long. It's like a karate stance, it's
I
really weird.
I noticed that your stance was a little different this fight than the previous other ones. You came out really fast and really strong, and obviously it ended super quickly, so I wasn't able to see much, but yeah, I thought the way you came out was a little different from your amateur fights. Question building off of that, is that something you and your coaches said that you were gonna do going into the fight, or is that something you were like, "Fuck it, I'm doing it."
It just happened, like, sometimes, like, my instincts just take over, like, it's just I don't know how to explain it, it's just, like, my instincts take over and, like, I do things that, like, I didn't even know I could do. Like, I've tried landing flying knees in practice and, like, people, like, they block it and they're kind of aware it's coming, like, sometimes I'd really telegraph it in practice, but, like, when I go back and I've seen that clip, like, 100 times at this point, and I still can't believe that that was me who did that. So sometimes my body literally just takes over and just, like, does things on its own, but it works. And, like, I have this weird belief that, like, fighting is in all of our DNA, like, the act of fighting is and all I've done the past few years is give my body tools to express that violence that's almost in us all. I feel like each individual person has a sense of violence in them and has a sense of understanding of how to like hurt somebody, whether we want to admit it or not. Everyone's got those primal instincts.
Yep.
No, and I totally understand that. And so we're gonna talk about one more thing before we wrap it up here. Have you seen the UFC White House card? We are both into the UFC and we grew up watching it.
Did it
So
drop?
it did drop. And so the main
Ooh.
event is gonna be
Oh,
Ilya Taporia and Justin Gaethje.
oh man. You know my honest opinion. Oh man, I like Justin's cool, man. Justin's a Colorado boy. He's local, but Ilya's just
Taporia is on
he's
another level.
yeah, and Justin's just a different type of fighter in the sense of just like Justin's very scrappy and Justin's
Yeah.
a very brutal fighter. And sometimes those
Or
scrappy fighters can get like picked apart by those snipers.
we saw that against Holloway. When he fought
Yeah.
Max Holloway, that happened. And Taporia, he's very precise. He he knows where he's gonna go with everything. Everything he does everything for a reason. And so I don't think I don't know if Gaethje is necessarily gonna get knocked out. I don't know, maybe, but I think if it does go into decision, I think it's gonna be a unanimous decision for Taporia. But also on that, we have Pereira versus Gain. We have O'Malley versus
Oh, they did.
Zahabia. Zahabi? Is that how you say it?
Zahavi. Yeah.
And then Ruffy and Chandler, Nickel and is that Dricus?
Yeah.
Dracus? Yeah. And then
Dreykus.
Lopez and Garcia as the main.
Oh my God.
So we've got a lot of good fights coming in June.
Dang, bro. I can't believe that just got announced.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I'm excited to
Okay.
see it. I wonder what fights
Okay.
will get canceled or moved.
Okay. Okay. Here are my picks. Here are my
Okay.
picks. Ilya,
Yep.
Alex.
Yep. I'm with you there.
I haven't seen Zahabi, so I want to say Sean because I like Sean. He's a cool dude.
So
But I haven't seen Zahabi, so this is kind of a biased pick. I'm gonna say Sean, but I don't know if Zahabi's a killer or
can
not.
can I talk about O'Malley real quick? There's a clip
Yes.
of him saying he never trains wrestling. I I don't understand that considering he's been picked apart on the ground.
I I I think I think he trains wrestling. Like he's obviously like dumb if he didn't train wrestling. But it could have meant one of two things. He could have just meant like I don't train wrestling as a specific sport. Like I do MMA wrestling where there's strikes, but some people literally just go do the sport of wrestling with the wrestling rule sets. And that could be like what he meant is I don't train wrestling as far as
Okay.
wrestling specific rule sets go, but I train like MMA grappling is what people are labeling it as now.
Okay.
Or he's also very smart and he knows how the internet works. So he was just like, "Oh, I don't train wrestling because he
To
knows people are gonna, yeah,
get
he's gonna
views.
clip it and then post it." So
Yeah.
he's smart in that department. And like honestly, when you see me like blowing up and going, hold on,
Bless you.
bless me, thank you. When you see me leveling up and going in that direction, you're gonna see me say some stupid stuff because that's how the internet works.
Yeah,
It
fair.
just gets clips and gets your name out there. And it's
Totally.
not gonna
All
be
right.
like ridiculously stupid stuff. It's just gonna be like, "What's your favorite movie?" I'm just gonna be like, "I've never seen a movie." It's like stupid, like stuff like that. Like,
I'm unplugged.
yeah, like I don't know what Facebook is. Like, it's just like stuff that like triggers people. We're like, "How do you not know what Facebook is?" You know
Mm-hmm.
how
That's
Fight does
fair.
it? You're like, "No way,
Oh,
this guy is so unaware." You know?
White reacts, bro.
these cows eating all this grass when they can be enjoying a nice hamburger or something.
Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, yeah. You just gotta say stuff to get clips nowadays. That's just how the internet works.
All right, continue with your picks. So
Okay, okay. I
Ruffy
gotta
and
go with
Chandler.
Sean. Um, Roofy, man, he's a chinner, and Michael Chandler is very hittable. Michael
I
Chandler,
agree. I
yeah,
agree.
Michael Chandler's very hittable, and I think Roofy's gonna put him out.
I agree.
Um, if Michael Chandler can wrestle for 15 minutes, then I think so. But we saw it against Dustin Poirier. That third round, he gets really fucking tired. So
I mean, he
I gotta.
he i- he goes all out for all those rounds though. Like there's no stop with Chandler. There's
Oh yeah,
no
he's a
stop.
dog for sure. But he doesn't fight with his brain. He fights with his brawn, and I think that'll always forever be his downfall.
100%.
Um, Bo Nickel versus Kyle Cows. Um, I'm gonna say Bo Nickel, honestly. Just I think he's gonna get a unanimous decision victory.
Yeah. Such a good
Yeah.
wrestler.
Yeah. Like I think he's just gonna ride him out for 3 rounds. And then Diego Lopez. We gotta go
100%.
Diego. He's pissed
We
off he lost that title again. Come on.
we agree on every single one.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, as far as the White House card goes, I'd say those are safe bets. Like essentially all your main events here are your go-to picks. Or excuse me,
And
all your red corners.
so I also want to talk about people saying Oliveira just made the fight boring. If you think Oliveira made that fight boring, I have to disagree. I don't think that fight was boring at all.
It's just the only people that say that, like, and I agree, like in a sense of just like there's some people out there that make wrestling ungodly, unbearable to watch, you know? And
Hamza.
that's not what Oliveira did. Oliveira was hitting elbows on the back of his head. Like I think
He was
Oliveira had
moving.
yeah,
He was
I
moving.
think Oliveira had opportunity to finish him more. I think he could have gone for the finish more, but I think Oliveira had an active grappling game versus like there's some people who literally just push people against the fence for 15 minutes straight.
Hamza.
Hey, nah, that's not Hamza. Hamza, Hamza had one boring fight against Drakus where he
Oh,
laid on him. But also like
I know. But it was just it sucked to watch that, dude. It was so
yeah,
bad. I was so hyped for it, and it was so boring.
uh, I think we all were disappointed at that one, to be honest. That one was you're just like call the fight at this point. This guy's getting manhandled on live TV and
Yeah,
there's no blood. And that's what's funny is because there was no blood, it's a boring fight. Now if he was splitting him with elbows, people be like, "Oh, like this is crazy."
I will say I think people have forgotten the Leon or not Leon. I'm sorry. Hamza and
Gilbert.
no Usman.
Usman, okay.
That fight was insanely good. That
Yeah.
one, Malachi, we were working together at that time when those two fought, and
That's sup
that was
that's supposedly the rumor is he's gonna fight Islam next. Usman versus Islam.
Usman versus Islam.
Yeah, because they have the same manager.
I I would still take Islam, but that I just think the prime of Usman's career is done, but I think he could still be a good fighter. Islam is so good. It's just I wonder where when it's all said and done where he's gonna rank within the UFC of all time. Do you think he could enter, I don't know, top 10, top 5 status if he's not already there?
Um I mean, that's a controversial one because everyone wants that Ilya Taporia Islam fight. So I think they're literally both competing to be number one. I think they're both in contention to be the GOAT. So I think like whoever wins that fight between the two will like staple it. But I think Islam is top two overall
So
right now.
I and you wanna know this people might disagree with me all day about this, but I think Taporia is such a good fighter in every aspect. Even though Islam is a way better wrestler, I think Taporia's defense is good enough to keep it standing at parts and where he could win that fight.
I could see that too. And I remember what Dustin Poirier did to him, and Dustin Poirier
Yeah,
had a very aggressive inside boxing style, kind of like Ilya does. So I think it would be a really good fight, but only if they did it at 55. If they give it to
100%.
Islam at 70, I don't think.
It would just be too much. It'd be way too much
Yeah,
for Taporia.
yeah. If they make him meet at 55, though, that's a different story in my eyes. I think Ilya has a better chance if it's at 55, but if it's at 70, Islam all day.
All right, brother. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up here. It has been great to do this podcast with you. And
Hey, yeah, dude. I just anytime you guys want me to have me back on, like you guys were very professional. I appreciate the way you can go from being a friend and now to a professional podcaster. So any way I can help you guys grow as well throughout this process as I grow. I'd love to just keep coming back on and doing like episodes. We can even do video games together or whatever.
dude, that'd be
So
great. And um Best of luck to you. I know you're gonna be a champion one day. And
Thank
for
you.
the UFC, you are gonna be a UFC champion one day. Can't wait to see it. Remember, everybody who tuned in today, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to put GOAT in the chat for Dylan
Yes,
because he will be a GOAT.
You want to shout
hey,
out socials?
yeah, and if you guys want to follow me, just follow me at Dylan Just Chillin 719 or Dylan Fights 719, and go watch some amazing content.
All right, brothers, it's been great. Have a great night and peace out.
Peace out.